Welcome back, everyone, to episode 19 of In and Out of Character, a Roleplayers podcast. If you think I'm reading that from a script, it's because I am, and I'm very bad at freelancing these things. Freelancing, that's not the right word. I know it's been a long time since I put up my last episode, which was March of 29th. The 29th of March this year, which is 187 days ago. Thank you, Google, for giving me that answer, which was just over 27 weeks ago from today. And I am very sorry I was away for that long. But I do have a good excuse. I went to therapy. Yes, I know. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Yes, thank you. And again, I am sorry that I was gone for so long. I just had to figure out parts of my life, and I had to decide on some things that I personally have been putting off for a very long time, which I will get into, but not right now. And speaking of things I'm not going to get into right now, there's a lot I want to talk about, like what's going to happen with this podcast channel, as it were. But I'm not going to get into that right this moment because I do want us to get right back into the conversation. And I don't want to hold you guys up too much. But I do ask that you guys forgive me for the lack of good sound quality. I'm relearning how to be a podcaster again. And I have episodes lined up from here all the way into, well into November, almost into December. And they're already recorded and edited and ready to go. I'm just making sure I'm on top of it this time. But with that said, I had to relearn how to be a podcaster. So the sound quality isn't going to be that great. Sorry. I would like you guys to welcome me. I would like you guys to join me in welcoming a guest to the conversation. A man who's been my friend for a very long time and who's someone very dear to me. A man I call my husband. All right. Where have you been?
Look, last I checked, I paid the child support.
I cook dinner.
I know.
I slave at the house.
I know.
And you weren't here.
Look, I do the chores around the house too. Last Thursday, I took out the trash. Okay, you can't be super mad at me. I did that after you brought the bag to the front door, and I walked it 10 feet outside, dropped it in.
You said you're going to get milk
in other ways. Okay.
You said you were going to get milk, and you haven't been back. It's been months.
They were out of milk.
I have missed you so much, Gary.
I miss you too, buddy.
I have missed you so much. How have you been? How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm back in the house. Work is picked up real hard now that I'm technically second in command.
Oh, when did that happen?
It happened when my previous boss was he stepped down and he retired, sort of. He still comes to work and he still works, and we do our best to tell him to not, because he's like 80 plus. Job of heavy lifting. It's like, please stop. But I remember, I'm the only. I'm the longest working person there, more so than the new boss, which was the old boss's son, and they've been working together on it for a while, and it's been slowly shifting to him. But the final shift finished, and now he's officially the boss, and he's making a lot of changes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me clarify. I call him boss, but in reality, I am an independent contractor.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a good job. He's like, all right, well, now that you're working for me and we're going to double check some stuff. My old boss was apparently paying me out of pocket, as well as the other people who were working there. And the new boss is like, no, we're not doing that anymore. First off, we're getting you all insurance. I think it's like car insurance. with the company. I'm like, oh, okay, sick. How does that work? He's like, well, that means you have to raise your car insurance, and then we can cover you for it. I'm like, oh, okay, sure, whatever. So then I raised my car insurance. It didn't cost me a whole lot, but I know some of the other new workers were going to have a little struggle at first.
Mm-hmm.
All of them had to change insurers completely.
Mm-hmm.
But my boss was like, all right, well, I want to pay you more to cover the insurance change. And then I want to pay you more on top of that so that you're not living paycheck to paycheck and you can make an honest living off of this job. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I was already doing that, but yeah, all right, sure, boss, thanks. So now I get paid much better. And
Oh, that's so good.
uh, the downside is that our other biggest vehicle besides the boss now is me. So we lost a real big vehicle, and now I got to make a lot more deliveries, which is fine. I don't mind it. It's just how
Mm-hmm.
it is.
Mm-hmm.
But enough about me. I've talked plenty, and I'm
Well,
gonna talk plenty more. So what next?
don't
Let me
worry
make
about
it
it.
as inorganic as possible. Go down the list and tell me what the next question is.
Well, I was about to ask is now since you're the big boss, are you gonna take me out on town? You gonna take me out on the town?
Yes, I will. I will every
Oh,
single time we're in town together. But
yay!
hysterically, over the past few years, we just keep missing each other.
I know. Every single time we go to one of the other locations, we're not there.
Swap,
And,
yeah. Oh man, we have to like actually buckle down and do it at some point.
and just meet up.
Just
We just might as well just buckle up and unbuckle. We
yeah,
got to get to it.
I'll unbuckle you first, but I appreciate the gumption. It's good.
Well, so now that you're so busy, do you have a chance to role play at all anymore? Like,
Oh yeah.
do you still get
Uh,
to meet up with the other your other friends, your other friends?
look, we talked about this.
I'm
You
so
have
bad.
your other friends, and I have my other friends.
I'm
Okay,
not jealous. I'm not jealous. It's fine. It's fine.
it's not fine, but I'll make it up to you. Okay, I
Oh,
promise.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. But yeah, do you still get to play with them at all?
Yeah. Now most of my group, I have three physical, I guess, groups, and then
Hmm.
two digital groups. Look at that. Fucking I have absolutely studded out.
You have more side chicks than I've got right now, and that makes me sad. I've been trying so hard to get like a new to get like
Just
a
a group.
tabletop together or something like that, like to get our crew together. But
Mhm,
it's just me and Jaden, and I'm so busy with him, and I just
mhm, mhm.
can't, especially with all this stuff that I'm doing on the channel and the website and everything like that.
Busy,
And
busy, busy.
school.
Oh,
Oh.
that's cool. Ugh. Yeah. On let me see the breakdown. I'll skip any particular nuances right now, but I've got a group on Tuesday that I
Hmm.
drive like an hour and a half from home to go to.
Hmm.
Uh, sometimes I'm just over there based like if I'm finishing work and I'm already over there, it makes it easier, so I just show up. And so I've got that group on Tuesday. I've got
Hmm.
a different group that has two of the players on Tuesday that also go there with me, which is
Hmm.
around the same area. So it's another hour and a half out of the way if I'm not over there already. On Thursday, I've got a much more local group where like it's a 5 minute drive to the local games shop, and that's where we hang out. And then I've got an online group with no consistent schedule and
That's hot.
an online group with very consistent schedule, and that's on Sundays.
That's hot.
Um, there's some stuff going on where we are not going to be doing Wednesdays for a while because the DM is going to be running a paranormal investigations class or something.
Mhm. Mhm.
What a weird thing. And Tuesday games might be getting moved to Monday, depending on how that the DM's work is going. It's a fucking mess. And Thursdays we only ever play every like third week because we'll meet up and we'll just get some food and then we'll just hang out for a while and never get around to it.
My favorite group, the procrastinators.
But we're not procrastinating. It's just
Oh, you're procrastinating so bad.
well.
It's true, Gary. You can lie to the
no,
audience, but you can't lie to me.
no, shush. No, it doesn't count because I did. It doesn't count. No, it doesn't count. Um.
Oh, what systems? What systems are you running? What systems are you
Oh.
playing in right now?
The Tuesday group is pretty consistently Pathfinder first.
All right, I can respect that.
I'm gonna jump to the Sunday group. That's pretty consistently D&D, unless I'm running the game, in which case I play Pathfinder First Edition. Just 'cause I know it best, and that's what the campaign I've got for it is.
Mm-hmm.
The floating unknown game is usually Pathfinder First Edition, with a dive here and there and something else. And the Thursday group is exclusive. No, not exclusively. Is Pathfinder First Edition and D&D Fifth Edition. Skipped over the Wednesday because the Wednesday group. Let's see. I've done Vampire the Masquerade, Vampire Dark Ages, Call of Cthulhu, Cyberpunk, D&D. I think that's it. That one covers a lot of ground. Typically, World of Darkness or D&D. Cyberpunk was a fun change. Oh man, I actually really enjoyed playing Call of Cthulhu.
So you've been, but right now you're sticking mostly to just Pathfinder and D&D. It seems.
Yes, I look, when you get deep into a system and you get familiar with it, but you've never had enough chance to play it in all the different ways you want to. That's what you do. So that's what I'm at now.
I have several games I've been wanting to play that I have not been able to get to, and they just look at me longingly from my shelf in the corner. Like, someday you'll get to play us, and I'll be like, haha, I'll be dead before that happens.
Tell me about which ones then, baby doll.
Oh, Avatar. There's the Avatar Legends.
Oh yeah, the Avatar one came out, right?
Yeah, I kickstarted that bad boy, and I couldn't just spend a little bit of money on it. I spent all of the money on it.
No. No.
I kickstarted the Avatar at like the highest level I could, so I could get all the shebang with it because I was just obsessed with it. Let's see. After that, there's the Stargate tabletop that I want to play. Do you know what Stargate is?
I'm familiar with it as a franchise.
They have a tabletop that came out that I desperately want to play. Also, I kickstarted and received recently Animon, which is like Digimon and Pokemon shoved together. So I got that also sitting
I'm
right here.
Listening.
I desperately want to play it, and I just can't because there's nobody to play it with. Gary.
Hi.
Oh, you want to play?
Do you have like a physical book or is it like a PDF or something?
It's a physical book, but I think I might have a PDF somewhere. It's another one that I backed at the higher levels because I really wanted them to succeed.
I really wanted to be the supporters and send them to me.
Please. I will do my best, but I'll be happy to. That's my child coughing in the background, everybody. But yes, that's another one that I want to play. Oh, I do have something I'm working on, and this is something I'm okay with letting people know about. I am working on doing something with some friends as a audio project, using a tabletop called Blasting Off Again, and this uses it's a tabletop called Blasting Off Again, and it's inspired by Team Rocket.
Oh, that's fantastic!
Yes, I will be happy to let's show it to you later. I am so thrilled to play this tabletop with my two friends, with my three friends actually, and do this little project that we're gonna do with it. Other than that, not many more. I have like a bunch of small ones up there that I've been kickstarting regularly, like really small, interesting ones. I have a bunch of solo tabletops. Now. Do you know what those are, Gary?
No, I've never heard of those actually.
Yeah, there's a bunch of things called not things. There's a bunch of systems out there that are meant for just a singular player, and I have one that fits on 2 cards, and I will be happy to give you one because I kickstarted it so I could succeed, and I have so many of them now.
Thank you.
There's one that's Rune, which is based off of Dark Souls.
Yes.
Yeah, I would love for you to get your hands on that one. That one came with cards and stuff like that for like treasures and loot. I have a bunch more that I've kickstarted that I just haven't got yet, like Rebels of the Wastelands.
Oh,
And that one has like you use vehicles instead of characters. You have vehicles.
oh, I like that. That sounds awesome.
I know, and you use stickers as opposed to like writing on a character sheet. You use stickers instead, and oh, I'm so excited to get my hands on it. I can taste it. It's so close. I'm just waiting for it to come to my door.
I'm so excited.
Oh.
There's a couple that I've been having float around that I've wanted to play.
Uh-huh.
So like what is it? World of the Darkness.
Mhm.
What is it? Storyteller system. That's it. There's a storyteller system for the superhero genre, which was Aberrant. I really want to play a game of Aberrant, not run one.
Mhm.
Just because like I'm like, oh man, I love like superheroes as a whole, but I'm not the kind of guy who typically goes online to do role playing.
Mhm.
And another system I wanted to try. No, not system. Well, maybe. I haven't gotten a good chance to look at it yet. There was a Power Ranger tabletop that came out that I really wanted to try out.
There's a Power Ranger tabletop?
Yeah, it's super sick.
What is this Power?
All the classes are basically just your Ranger colors. It's rad.
What? What is this? I want this. I think I've seen this. Hold on, no, I have seen this before, but it left my mind, and now I've rediscovered it, and I desperately want to play this.
Same. Another one was, my buddy got Bunkers and Badasses like when it came out from the Kickstarter because
Yeah.
he in on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh yeah, we'll do it over this past summer, but like he got a steady job over the past summer, so like,
how dare he?
well,
how dare he be a productive member of society?
and so we really didn't have time to do anything.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
there's limited edition like Blue Ranger, Green Ranger, Red Ranger, Pink Ranger, and Blue. What the fuck is the Black Ranger?
Don't worry about it.
What the fuck is the Black Ranger at?
It's fine. We can just add it as like expansion. It's fine.
But yeah, there's like these limited edition core rule books going on right now, and I really want all of them, even though they're all the same, probably.
I know. It takes so much effort to not grab stuff.
Next, you're gonna tell me. Hold on. Now, since we're on the topic of Power Rangers,
Sure.
I'm gonna see if there's. Oh my god! No fucking way, Gary. There's a Transformers tabletop.
Yes, I remember hearing about that one, but not actually checking it out.
What is this? I wanna. Why? I want it so bad.
We have no time to even enjoy the things that we love.
There's a G.I. Joe one?
That one.
I'm less excited about the G.I. Joe, but still, I'm just like, wow.
I would love to play the Transformer or Power Ranger one. That sounds so much fun.
God, I want the Transformers one. I want to play what was the Beast one's called? They just did a movie about the one too. The Beast. You know which ones I'm talking about, right?
Yes. Oh my god. My brain is telling me Beast Morphers, and I'm pretty sure that's a Power Ranger thing.
That's not a Beast Morpher. Sounds like Animorphs.
Shoot.
Where's my Animorphs?
Oh god, I can't remember.
Where's my Animorphs tabletop? I want that.
I don't want that, man.
You don't want Animorphs?
It ends with a meteorite. I don't want that.
Animorphs ends with a meteorite? I don't remember this shit.
It doesn't. And I beg you not to look it up. Live in this world that I'm giving you. Everyone is okay and everyone is happy.
All right, I accept I accept these conditions.
They
Just
even
like,
figured out how to reverse it if you got stuck in an animal form. So everyone is okay now.
oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's great.
Do you know what root is? Have you ever heard of root?
ROOT.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I see those all the time. They're like outside in my grass next to my tree.
No, not those roots. The
Oh,
root tabletop game.
can't say that I recognize it now.
I'm gonna send you a link. Look at it.
Well, you can't just send me a link.
I'm gonna.
Like this is an audio interview. People need to see what it is.
It is a audio conversation.
Oh yeah, no, I've
First
seen
of all,
this. I've seen it at the game shop nearby. I've just not glanced at it for too long. I just kind of see the name at the top and was like, neat. Moved on.
I really want to play it because like I'm a big fan of Redwall, and so like I desperately want to play Root as well.
What's Redwall?
Do you know what the fuck?
That sounds like a book with a mouse as a main character.
Yes, it is.
Oh no! How did I get that in one? Wait a minute! No, I was kidding.
You're either bullshitting me, or I'm in love with an idiot. What's wrong with you?
I might. It might be like within the recesses of my mind, you know.
It has to be within the recesses of your mind. Quite literally. Hold on, I'm gonna send you again another. Sorry, listeners. I have to correct something that has gone horribly wrong here.
This Redwall series chronicles the adventures of.
I'm gonna just send you. Yeah, you
Oh, okay.
must know about this.
Yeah, I think I've seen these. Yeah, okay. No, I'm 0% familiar, but like I know of it, and that's what my brain grabbed. So yeah, okay, cool. I'm all caught up.
all right, cool. Oh, sorry, I had a heart attack there for a second. I'm just.
I missed
God.
you, buddy.
I missed you too. What other systems? Okay, so is there other systems that you desperately want to play right now, or like, do you wish that there was a system for?
No, but that doesn't mean that there isn't. It just means that I've not played enough systems as of late. I've been getting really into Pathfinder, and thankfully I've got a bunch of groups who are also into it. And because I've got so many groups to play with, I explore so many different avenues at the same time. And because I'm, for whatever reason, not currently at risk of burnout because I've been doing this for years now. I can just keep trying out new concepts or taking the same character across a couple of different campaigns and seeing how I play them differently based on scenarios, how they would end up, etc., etc. It's just some people want to try every part of a system, and some people just want to enjoy a system naturally. And I like doing both, you know. And so for me, it's just like, oh man, Pathfinder still has a lot of stuff in it. Pathfinder First Edition, I want to clarify, has a lot in it that I've not had a chance to interact with. But there's a lot of things in it that I think could really be improved, and playing it more and more could allow me to work around it better. So only one of these groups am I a DM in. Well, no, technically 1, 2, 3 of the groups. We're going to leave it as a technicality, and I will elaborate only if you ask.
Well, actually, I have another question if you don't mind me kind of breaking with that. But still sort of staying on the topic of Pathfinder. What's the difference between 1 and 2, and why do you seem to be sticking to the first editions?
I'm sticking to the first edition because it's got a lot of content. Just a lot of content to get through. A lot of optional rules, a lot of exciting lore. A bunch of ways to play is honestly the reason I keep playing the first edition.
Well, what's the difference between the first and the second, besides for content?
I honestly haven't played 2. Like, the main reason is that none of the groups I'm with are interested in making the jump to 2 yet.
Okay.
We're all pretty much the same mind, where it's like, no, there's still a lot left to explore with Pathfinder First. From what I can tell about second edition, it seems like, even though Pathfinder First Edition is highly customizable. Like you can really play anything you want. 2, definitely feels like you really are playing with Legos and are building them from scratch to your specific, well, build. And that's fun because like you can make it entirely not combat focused, from what I can tell, and have a really good fun time. Because in my opinion, if you're going to have a heavy story focus, Pathfinder might not be the best option. Not that you
Mm-hmm.
can't role play well in Pathfinder. It's just that your talking options are bluff, intimidate, diplomacy,
Mm-hmm.
sense motive. That's really it.
Okay.
You just have to get creative with getting the other stats and skills involved. But that's really it. If you're going to have a more role play heavy, then shoot, I think the storyteller system works pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Are you settling in okay? And well, that's a weird question to ask. I was gonna be like, are you settling in okay with your friends?
Uh,
But that's weird.
yes, ish. Some of them live kind of far away, and they don't like responding often in the Discord chat to like roll call. Specifically, just like the one game that I have on Thursdays.
Mm-hmm.
There's also typically a lot of drama in the Wednesday game, but that's just the nature of having a 8-person group on Wednesdays.
So what you're saying is that I could be very successful in driving a wedge between you and this other group. So I can have you back in my life
Oh,
at
that's
all
literally
times.
impossible. No, you couldn't
Aww.
possibly.
Aww.
Because it's not that you're competing against these people that I love. Because I love you more than these people.
Aww.
But I love Pathfinder more than you.
Wow. Whoa. Whoa. Ah, that's what?
I'm
What?
kidding. I love you, buddy.
I love you too.
I
I
didn't have
love
a
you.
YouTube channel with Pathfinder. I had a YouTube channel with you. We've had something that nobody else has. Special place in my heart.
Oh. What I would like to see, besides before we get too gushy, but what I would like to see is I would love to see a Warframe tabletop system.
Yes.
And here's the thing, right? I actually know somebody who wanted to make a love letter to a tabletop, to a Warframe tabletop RPG, but it was canceled, right?
Oh.
Um, and that breaks my heart. It was canceled, I think either March 15th of last year or the year before.
Mm.
Um, and he's a big fan of Warframe, just like you and I both were. But for some reason, the fan base just gave him so much shit about it, and he couldn't understand why, so he canceled it. Now, this same person went on to make the Rune system, which is what I was telling you earlier, and he also made the Lumen system out of it. And I
And we
just
know
don't
we're never going to
understand.
get the Warframe.
I know, and I'm so sad, and I desperately want to reach out to Campbell and be like, please, God, give it to me.
If there were tabletop role playing games that I would love to play,
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to play a Monster Hunter dedicated one.
Mm-hmm.
Where, like, it's not so much the Monster Hunter loop of go fight monster, go gather ingredients, bake better armor, make better items and consumables, and then fight bigger monster. But
Mm-hmm.
just a system that was entirely weapon based. Does that make sense? Like I love me my high fantasy stuff, but what I like about Monster is its low fantasy setting with seemingly high fantasy monsters. Does that make sense?
Right. Would you be open to playing like a Final Fantasy tabletop?
Hell yeah. Didn't they just announce that?
Did they?
I swear I saw it on my feed on my phone like this morning.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold
Final Fantasy 14 tabletop in particular. F14.
What? Oh my god! Yeah, they just announced this.
Yeah, 2 days
Oh,
ago. Look at
oh god! I gotta get this. What?
that. I'm sorry, I keep giving you things. uh, yeah. So yeah, I'd love to. Why do you ask?
Oh god! I wanna play. I wanna play that.
God, I love that box art. Who's I don't freaking remember who's the artist for.
All of Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
I think they switched at some point after like 3 or 4, but otherwise, that shit is gorgeous. Look at that box. Sorry,
Ah, God, our audio, our our listeners aren't gonna be able to know anything about what we're saying.
hang on. No. They're listeners. That means they have something else they can be doing. If you've got a phone, go look it up and buy it. It's like $60. It's awesome. I'm gonna be fucking checking it out. That's for sure. Ugh.
I will definitely, most certainly, positively waste my money on this. I have been wanting a Final Fantasy tabletop role playing game for so long, just because I wanted to see, if anything, I just wanted to see how they would try to implement this, like what they were going to do. No, it's Final Fantasy 14 online specifically, so they're going to be using that world and those classes probably, but I was just curious to see if they're going to do anything else. And god damn it, what am I going to get? Blitzballer as a class. This isn't funny anymore, Square Enix.
Sorry. Hey, give me a minute. I'm pretty sure that we can just get some third-party Blitzball. We probably aren't even the first to ask for it. Someone's gonna make it, and if not, then that's just our job. Just make a Blitzball class, play it in the TTRPG, and we have a good time. That would actually be the second ball sport themed class character I have ever seen made. But the first one was the B-Baller.
The B-Baller? What is that from?
Would you believe me if I told you Pathfinder?
I was right about to. It was on the tip of my tongue, Gary. It was on the tip of my tongue. And that is amazing. I want to play the B-Baller.
Oh, the B-Baller is kind of weird. You spend a lot of time... you don't really get like a full attack kind of thing. You throw the ball and then you can dribble it back at them, and so like they take the hit, and if they're not actively trying to defend it or something, you can get it back with a stat bonus, typically strength, and then you can hit it back at them stronger. It allows for a lot of battlefield control. I'll just have to talk back with my buddy and like get the build back later.
I want to play a guy named Bartholomew Ball. His name is Bartholomew Ball. Bartholomew Ball, and he is a B-Baller. And he just goes around slamming balls.
Fantastic.
all day. He also multi-classes into Bard.
That's fantastic.
That's where I'm at with that.
Incredible.
Oh god, I'm sorry. I'm still looking at the Final Fantasy thing, and I'm just like,
"Oh, you're good, homie.
I want this. I want this so much." It's just okay. So this is a starter set, right? Is there like the whole ass? I don't want the starter set. I want the deluxe edition. Shove it up my ass.
Oh my god, calm down. It looks like this might be the only form of it at the moment.
Oh, I want it so bad. Excuse my language, everybody. When I see a new tabletop that I get, like that I have a interested already vested in the world, I have to become absurdly obsessed with it for like a moment. I want a chocobo, Gary.
I know you too, buddy.
Gary, I want a chocobo so bad, Gary. Okay. Anyways, all right. Hold on. I'm gonna just.
Probably actually $60 is a great deal for what they're giving you. You're getting D20s, D6s, a bunch of pre-generated characters from what it looks like, a player's guide, and a game master book, some mats and tiles to play with, some What are those? Pogs? Tokens? Oh yeah, those are little standees. Yeah, no, $60. This is actually a really good deal.
I want this so bad. I want this so bad. Gary, get it for me.
All right,
Christmas is coming. Don't actually buy this for me.
check out now.
Don't you buy this for me. I'll cry.
I don't have a fucking membership. Bro, I don't want to make a membership. God,
Don't
it's
make a
so
fucking
easy.
membership for me. Don't. It's
Fine.
okay.
I'll do it for me.
Fine, do it for you. Wow, now I'm just mad.
Well, I was gonna get it for you, but like, if you tell me not to more than 3 times, I'm not allowed to get it for you.
Oh, fine.
Fine, I'm getting it for you, or fine, I'm getting it for me.
I don't know what to say. We're gonna branch off of this topic for
Fine.
a minute. We will have this discussion later, Gary. Thank you for powering through this first half at an attempt to get back into the game. And if you're a long-time listener asking yourself, what is this part for? I wouldn't blame you because I've never had a mid-roll before. And this part, it's where I would like to run a mid-roll for our promo for other role-playing podcasts. Because the whole point of everything I've been trying to do is to help grow the community for role players. But there is something else I need to do first. It is to give a thank you to Kate Mcgee and Jack Shaw. 2 people have been members of my Patreon ever since I stopped recording. Thank you so very much. You both are truly amazing to have supported me while I was getting my act together. I really appreciate you. I'm serious. Thank you. Now then, let me introduce you to my friends over at Nameless Monsters.
Welcome to Nameless Monsters, an actual play podcast currently running Monster of the Week by Michael Sands. Think things are strange in your neck of the woods? Try Triple Springs on for size.
Max is going to take a second. She's been schlepping this person-sized duffel bag. She's going to put it down, undo the combination lock, and she pulls out a belt of grenades.
Mags, you're the government person, so I don't want to, tell you how to do your job.
Join Brad, Mags, and Morris as they try to navigate the weirdness facing them at every turn.
Oh no. Starting out strong with a 6.
Oh no!
I've got 2 charm and everything.
Brad is so charming.
She shoots you.
Oh shit!
Nameless Monsters. Catch us every other Wednesday on your favorite platform. And happy hunting.
Just be selfish for fucking once in your life. Anyway.
Oh, I refuse. Have you played Baldur's Gate 3 yet?
I have not. No, thank you for asking. It is sitting on my computer, looking at me, staring at me. I'm like, nah, I'm playing Wrath of the Righteous, which is Pathfinder.
Yes, I'm aware. I actually have it, but I haven't played that one yet. I haven't finished Kingmaker either. But from what I've been told, Wrath of the Righteous is its own standalone, right?
What's up?
Wrath of the Righteous is its own standalone game, right?
Yes. In my opinion, it fixes a ton of problems with Kingmaker, and is also just kind of it has more in it and is generally better.
Mm-hmm.
Still buggy, don't get me wrong, but the devs have put a lot of effort into making it better.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, there was one of my favorite bugs was there was just a particular area in the story that you have to take back a castle or whatever, and if you play it in turn-based combat mode, all of the doors, even if they're open, count sort of as closed. Like, you can't walk through them, and neither could the enemies, but you could shoot through them. But only in turn-based combat, which was always really funny.
What was funny?
Did you not get any of that?
No.
Oh. Could you see it on the little bar that I was talking, though?
Yes.
Great. Then we'll just move on from there, and you can hear it. And I'll have to repeat it for the wonderful, lovely people listening. How's that?
Okay.
You
all
just
right,
say,
that's
"Oh
fine.
yeah, that was really funny," and then we just move on. It's fine.
Oh yeah, that was really funny, and then we'll just
Nice.
move on. Speaking of, okay, so speaking of like tabletops that we want to see in the world, because I keep coming back to this, regardless of what you have been trying to. I know that you've been trying desperately to get away from that conversation, but I'm going to keep pulling us back to that conversation because that's what I'm obsessed with right now, Gary.
I'm not trying to pull it away. I'm really, really good at tangents.
Me too. Would you play a Metal Gear Solid tabletop? Oh, fucking yes.
Yeah. Yes.
So therefore I'm going to go to the Google and see if anybody has
Why do
made
you want
a
to hurt
Metal Gear
yourself?
Solid. I don't know. I'm obsessed with Metal Gear. Everybody, if you don't know about this about me, I'm a big Metal Gear fan. I have been since it came out on the PS1 way back when. I know it was an NES game before then. I didn't play those. I played Metal Gear Solid 1, all right? And I was terrified.
Oh man, you still have that. I can read the comments from here. I love
5. I know. Anyways, I would absolutely love to play a Metal Gear Solid tabletop, but we'd all be playing until the point we got to the point where we'd all just start shouting Metal Gear at each other.
Shadow Moses.
Shadow Moses.
Psycho Mantis.
Memes. All right.
Okay. For me, I actually don't see outright. I don't see a whole lot of options. Does that make sense? With character building there?
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely more of a
spy thriller. Like you're better off.
Yes.
Yeah, you're better off getting a system that's been like pre-made for story narrative and going off of that, and then like adding in like some small things here and there to make it feel more Metal Gear-y ish. Metal Gear-y ish.
Shush. Of all the systems I've played, which wasn't a whole lot, I think that the Call of Cthulhu system comes closest. Granted, you might not need insanity as often, but
that would be kind of cool. Oh man, you're giving me an idea. It's working its way in, Gary. This is why I love you so much. You've fueled my mind with another idea that I'm gonna obsess over for years to come.
Oh no, it's on the burner.
Oh baby! I know what I'm gonna do after this next project, baby. Oh yeah.
Have you actually, out of curiosity, have you played the Call of Cthulhu system?
I have not. I've actually heard. I listened to quite a lot of, because I try really hard to be a part of the role playing community at large. I listened to a bunch of different
live plays or whatever they're called.
Yeah, like actual plays and stuff like that. Yeah. And I listen to audio dramas that inspire tabletops and stuff like that, just because I really like to just understand where people are coming from, and so I know a lot about the system because I watched a lot of Seth. Oh, God, I can never say his last name. He's a writer. He's a YouTuber. He's a writer. He loves Call of Cthulhu. I watch a lot of his stuff. Therefore, I know about Call of Cthulhu, but I've never played it.
That's fair. It's a pretty deep system, but it's not complex. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, Metal Gear Solid Call of Cthulhu system. Oh, but is that just... Oh, no, that would work out just fine. Kojima would be pleased with this, I think.
Honestly, we don't even have to keep all of the specific theming for it. But the system itself just works really well and lends itself towards slower play. And that's kind of what Metal Gear Solid is about. It's slower, methodical, tactical, something espionage.
Yeah, like narrative storytelling as opposed to what we see with like Call of Duty and
I was going to say more so than we even typically see in your traditional tabletops like
that's true.
Pathfinder.
Yeah, I went the video game route. You went the tabletop route. So you should just take over the podcast. You should just take over the podcast, Gary.
No, and you. And no.
What and what and what? I
I
mean, the no I get. That you? What the hell?
don't worry about it. It
What
doesn't
the?
mean anything. It's just me saying no in a different way.
This is like
This is your baby. You don't just give up your baby to someone who doesn't even. Never mind. I'm the best secondary father you could ever ask for.
That's damn right. I love you, buddy.
Me too, but
there's there's so much time, so many systems that I want to play that I just don't have the time for, and I don't know when I'm ever going to make the time to play them, because I already have so much going on. Like, did you know I get a new camera in? Have I told you about that yet?
I believe so. That was the hanging camera, right?
No, this is a different camera. I got a new camera in like 2 days ago. And because I'm going to use it to record some of the projects that I've been working on, that are going to be more live action. One of those is like I'm going to do a cooking segment called Food and Fantasies. I've been really wanting to do.
Oh yeah.
And I have like a whole bunch of other things going on. And so I've gotten better, Gary. I want you to know I have gotten better.
I'm listening.
I went to therapy, which is why I've been gone, everybody. I am sorry. I took the time to figure my own shit out.
Don't apologize for going to therapy.
Yeah, fuck you guys. I went to therapy.
Okay, fair enough, I guess.
So I reduced all of my projects down to 5 of them. 5 projects, right? That's all I've got.
Okay.
That does not include the website, but the website is a slow burning thing, which I am learning over time. I'm getting the hang of website development and design, everybody. It's just going to take a minute. But I brought everything down to 5, and with those 5 projects take up so much time besides for parenting that I just never know when I'm going to get the time to play a tabletop anymore. And I really want to. I could just never figure out when I'm going to do that, because I have friends here, of course, right? One of them doesn't like tabletops.
Oh, dang.
One of them, on the days that I can, doesn't want to do it.
Oh.
And that leaves me with one other person. And I don't want to sit with just me and one other person with a tabletop.
I know. The only person I would want to do that with is you.
Aw, yeah, same. But at that point, we just start talking about things, and you know how that goes. Then you know how that goes.
Yeah, I know exactly how that goes. We had a channel recording exactly how that goes.
I miss that channel so much.
Me too.
I really do. Oh, yes, everyone. We had a channel way back when. It was called Smelting Pot. Look it up. Or don't. Or do.
I feel like we've gotten horrendously sidetracked during this entire interview.
It was more about just having a conversation about
just hanging out, honestly.
Role playing and tabletops in general.
Yeah. Oh, there's a game. So I've got this tabletop game next to me. It's not really a role-playing game per se. It's called Red Dragon Inn. You've probably played it, haven't you?
Oh God, yes, I played that, and I desperately want to play it as a drinking game.
So I played it like once as a drinking game.
Mm-hmm. How'd that go?
I don't remember.
Oh,
there was a lot of alcohol.
It either went really well or really bad. I would love to have that on the channel someday.
I think it was just shots of like real low alcohol content drinks, but all the same, it was a lot.
I believe people have made actual drinks for each one, and I desperately want to make them on my channel.
Scary.
And then drink them.
Absolutely.
I want to play the drinking. I want to play the game as a drinking game.
Right. So I bring it up because I'm like, that would be a fun little tabletop setting to play in. Like, it's clearly obviously based off your typical fantasy stuff. So it's like, you can just play it in D&D. I'm like, all right, yeah, fair. But I don't want to play D&D with that. I want to play something else. All right, confession time.
Yes.
D&D 5e.
Yeah.
Levels 1 through 2. Boring as shit. Excuse my language. Am I allowed to swear?
I've been swearing this whole damn time.
I've not even noticed. I'm so.
Gary, I quite literally said, put it in my ass earlier.
I'm distracted by your beautiful majesty that I've never noticed. There we go.
I appreciate it, and thank you for lying. I love you.
I don't lie. I can't do that. That's illegal.
That we're gonna talk about that later. Don't worry.
Okay. But yeah, D&D 5e is boring. Okay, there's only so many. Okay, no, that's not fair. In my opinion, the thing that makes D&D 5e interesting is that you can recontextualize and reflavor all of the cool things you can do with your class and your build and stuff. You know?
Yeah.
You can do that with any other system. D&D's not special about that.
That's fair, but D&D has been around for so long. Yes, I get it. So I don't play D&D.
Oh, my gripe is with 5e.
Okay, 5e.
Else. I haven't played the others, so I don't have any honest opinions about those.
That's fair. I love 3.5 because, that's where I started off as. I have sort of a fond spot for 4.0, but that's because that's where I met our best buddy Troy at. I have not played 5e pretty much at all. I don't know if I ever plan to play 5e. I don't even know if I would sit down at a table to play 5e unless it was like a one-shot or something of that nature. I have no desire because there are so many other enriching systems. There are so many other games out there that you can sit down with your friends and create and craft this narrative story and world that it feels just such a shame to use D&D for, of all things, anymore. There are so many cool, like Animon, like I want to play Animon Store with my son because I want to have that experience with him, but I don't want to use D&D for it because D&D just, at this particular moment with their system, and don't get me wrong, I like D&D as much as the next person, but it just feels like it'd be such a shame out of all the systems that I have that would be the first system I share with my son.
Personally, like I said, yeah, no, that makes sense. I've played a lot of D&D 5e and Pathfinder and a couple of other systems. 5e is a fantastic system to get someone to play it and get into tabletop. And I think, honestly, the game has a lot in it. Be enjoyable. But I agree where it's, for all of its free form that people give it, it's kind of limiting. In fact, I feel it's quite limiting. You can add as many races as you want, add features as you want, but if the depth of your feature is 2 sentences deep, then it doesn't go anywhere. If there is a definitive best way to play certain things, then it takes a lot of the joy out from discovery, figuring out how to put things together in such a way that you get to experience it for the first time, see if it's any good, and how would you change it on the fly. It can do a lot of that, but it's your mileage may vary. Let's put it that way. And in my opinion, the mileage for D&D is incredibly short. 5e in particular, clarifying again, 5e. It's, I've seen one fighter, I've seen them all. It doesn't matter what weapon they're holding. It doesn't matter what their backstory is. They've all been boringly identical. And I love me a human fighter. Don't get me wrong. Like, that can just be some of the most exciting story-driven things in a tabletop. It's like, I'm a human fighter because my life sucks, or I'm a human fighter because I just needed the money, or I'm a human fighter because I was a prisoner and I had to fight my way out of prison or some shit. Like, there's a lot of ways to do it. I'm a human fighter, so I use a bow. I'm a human fighter, so I use a giant club. I'm a human fighter, so I spend a lot of time honing my skills with the sword. Like, they're all different, but In 5e, I don't feel that difference. It's all, I swing 12 times and the enemy is dead.
I get what you're saying.
It's barely contextually different. And
Yeah.
when I look over at the Warlock, and I'm like, why would you play anything other than the Hexblade? Well, I personally don't like the Hexblade Warlock, but
You take that back.
you really don't get anything else to do if you're not a Hexblade. You've got cantrips, just like the Hexblade. If you're something else, you've got your very powerful spells that the Hexblade can also do. Oh, you can get more spells if you're Pact of the Tome or whatever. But I keep saying Hexblade. Do I mean Pact of the Blade?
You mean Pact of the Blade, yes.
Okay, thank you. I've been getting my stuff mixed up. Thank you.
That's-
They're so ingrained to be together that I honestly can barely tell them apart. That should be telling enough that Warlock, in my opinion, is a good multi-class class and an awful, god-awful class on its own unless you build it this one specific way.
Well, I, unfortunately, am going to have to kind of end the conversation on that
What?
note, Gary.
What?
I'm sorry.
Brent, do you roleplay? What kind of systems do you like to roleplay in? Do you roleplay online? Do you like roleplaying with people in digital video games?
No, you don't understand.
Roleplay with them on the phone?
You only have 4 minutes left before this stops.
No!
I'm sorry.
What the frick?
I'm using a new software to record my things, and it only gives me so like.
Answer the questions!
I fucking love so many systems. I can't answer that all in 3 minutes,
Fine,
Gary.
ask me questions. I'll answer them fast. Lightning round.
Gary, we have 3. Who's your favorite character?
In what?
In anything, who's your favorite character?
Isaac. Next question.
Okay, who's your favorite villain?
Oh, frick. Alex. We're gonna leave it at that. Move on.
Okay. Where were you on the 4th of July?
Where I was on the 4th of July, I was with my dad and we were eating burgers.
I fucking knew it. You lied to me.
When? Where? How?
You left the 4th of July. You were supposed to spend time with me on 4th
I
of
lied
July.
here just now. I had just no idea where I was on the 4th of July.
Aha! See, you
Oh, but
do
yeah,
lie.
I do. I was with Michael over at his house in Columbus. His apartment in Columbus.
Who the fuck is Michael?
Michael's the guy I would hang out with who's in Columbus, Mississippi, which is where I was whenever I'm close to you.
That's a joke. I actually know who Michael is.
Okay, sorry.
I mean, I know who Michael. No,
I'll
this is for the audience. This
I
is
need to be so mad. I'm
this
sorry.
is this is for the audience. Wait,
Yeah,
I
no,
just,
I get
you
you.
know I know Michael.
Yeah, I love you, buddy. It's okay.
I love you too. But anyways, we really do have to actually end this. So, but Gary,
What's your favorite game that you played with me on the channel?
oh God, Dead Space, definitely.
I love Dead Space. That one's great. Okay. Bye, everybody. I love you too.
Thank you so much, Gary, for coming on. I really appreciate you, man.
No problem. I will be on every time you ask.
I will hold you to that. And if you don't, I will rain down upon you the wrath of, I don't know, 5.E.
I'll hold you down until you to me and tell me to stop.
Don't say that online, Gary.
Sorry.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you again, everyone, for listening to today's episode. I really appreciate you all being here, and it is so good to finally be back. Next week, we're going to be talking to a man named Ryan. He's created an application, an app for your phone, an application. What am I, old? Yes, but he's made an app for people with ADHD like myself for Modern Sam. It's not out yet, but he did come to me and ask about maybe possibly getting on the podcast to talk about that because it does use some role-playing elements. So please come and join me next week. Until then, why not consider joining me and others in our Discord? It's open to all. Just follow the link in the description to come say hello. We already have a very good, big, welcoming group there, and we'd love to have you there as well. And if you'd like to come on the podcast, you can. don't worry, you don't have to be on some actual play podcast or be some prevalent member of the community. Just fill out the form link below in the description and I will reach out to you. I'll be happy to have you on. If you're worried about the wait time, well, the good news is A, I will get to you one way or another, or B, the more Patreons I get, the more often I will have these episodes out, because I would like to start doing these more than just once a week, but that really sort of depends on how much support I'm going to be able to get. Unfortunately, I do have to work and, be a parent, be a responsible member of society. So until that day comes, don't worry, fill out the application. It's processed. It's like 3 questions, maybe 4 questions, and I will reach out to you with whatever contact that you want me to reach out to you with. Until then, thank you everyone for listening. Oh, and I'm going to start shouting out all of my Master at Arms Patreons, who is currently Kate Mcgee. Again, thank you so much for supporting me. I really appreciate you. Until next week, everybody. I'll see you then.